I'm floating.
What if you could change the decisions you regret in your life and see the outcomes of those choices with your very own eyes? The Altars tells the story of Yandol's, a simple miner who survived a crash landing on a hostile planet. He quickly realizes that what was supposed to be a lifetime job opportunity turns into a desperate fight for his life. Yan will need to handle a large mobile base that's designed to be operated by an entire team of qualified personnel. Even worse, the planet Yan landed on revolves around a deadly, scorching star. Escaping the sunrise is crucial for survival. Despite his best efforts, Yan simply lacks the time and skills to deal with all these problems on his own. But the planet Yan is stranded on is home to a mysterious substance called Rapidium. With its use and the help of the quantum computer on board, Yan is able to create alternative versions of himself. The Altars. Each one of them is a result of altering a crucial decision from Yan's past. The Altars are a reflection of the questions he asks himself. What if I never left my hometown? What if I didn't drop out of college? What if I fought harder to save my marriage? Our Altars have the necessary knowledge and skills that we desperately need to succeed. But they also come with their own goals, ambitions, and fears, all derived from their different life paths. And that can generate problems.
Stop pretending you have any idea how I feel.
Incompetence, incoherent decision-making, a groundbreaking mission on the verge of failure.
Damn, I just hope I don't f*** everything up again.
You want a relationship that lasts. Put some effort in it.
Each Yan is a different person. It will be extremely difficult to keep everyone happy.
You gotta learn how to say no sometimes.
But we must do whatever we can, because as the mission goes on, the challenges will only pile up. Obstacles on the outside, internal tensions that could prove to be even more dangerous, and with a ticking clock of the deathly sun behind our backs, the only way home is to press forward.
mind too stupid. Do you hear us, Steward?
Do you hear us?
Steward, are you listening? Steward? The Great Storm wiped the world clean.
Let's take it back.
But how?
The steward'll choose our path.
Steward, build us a better home.
A home for everyone! Steward, we still lack so many things.
People are starving.
More people, more mouths to feed.
They treat us like animals, left to suffocate. We need a place to work.
Who else will feed our families?
Steward, this squalor will kill her.
Steward!
Where are the homes you've promised?
Can we all receive equal rations?
Hospitals are not a place for experiments. Free education for our children.
Secure and stable growth. City for the citizens.
Steward, hear your people.
We want a say in how we run the city.
The time of tyranny has ended.
Our delegates will make sure of that.
Let them vote.
Yes, vote.
Steward,
Do you hear us? Steward, what about us?
What?
Impossible.
Steward? Did you hear that? The city. The city was not...
For soldiers, war is about victory. For us, it was about getting food. I lived through hell with these people. We were a group. We would do anything to stay alive. I will never forget those days. Things you see in war stay with you forever.
Locations impacted in boom sectors Delta. Field Research Training Module 1. While conducting your field research out in the Olympic exclusion zone, you may find conditions unkind to your personal transport unit. Steel and rubber in particular are extremely susceptible to zone conditions. In your toolkit, you have access to the basic equipment you need to maintain your transport. When out on the field, make sure to utilize all appropriate safety gear and equipment. ARDA does not condone petty theft. However, should you find yourself in a life-threatening situation, you may at times borrow from your surroundings. Phenomena out in the wilderness, remember the 3 safety steps. Number 1, observe only at a careful distance. Approach only at your own risk. Number 2, do not attempt to contain or interact with the phenomena. Should you do so, immediately report your findings and follow appropriate decontamination procedures upon your return from the field. And number 3, leave them where you found them. Above all, do not forget the most important critical rule. Do not get caught out in the instability. We remind you that Arda is not liable for any entropic reconstitution that occurs to you or your loved ones should you interact with the instability. All Arda personnel are expected to follow strict protocol. Remember, personal methods of creative expression are highly encouraged so long as it does not interfere with official equipment. Arda is not liable for any injuries or death suffered as a result. That's it for today's training. Happy trails and good luck.
Welcome to Chernarus, Survivor. With beautiful valleys and breathtaking views, this was once a popular tourist destination. Now, it's a post-apocalyptic wasteland struck by an unknown epidemic. You are one of the few immune to the virus, but that's where your luck runs out. Washed up along the shore, you must face the harsh and unforgiving open world you now find yourself in, with only one goal: survive as long as possible by any means necessary. With up to 60 other players on the same server, it's only a matter of time before you run into a bandit. Or two. In DayZ, when you die, you die. Permadeath ensures that when you kick the bucket, you lose everything and respawn back along the coast. A bullet to the head isn't the only danger in DayZ, as the game has a complex set of survival mechanics. Ignore your hunger or thirst long enough, and you'll be on your way to an early grave. But take note, consume something of questionable sterility, and you may fall sick. Chernarus is big, but finding your way doesn't have to be a shot in the dark. Use maps, signs, tourist trails, compasses, and even the stars to navigate your way around 230 square kilometers of vast and varied landscapes. The rule is, if you can find a town, you can find the loot. Built-up areas will have more to scavenge, but they will also have more infected. Stay quiet, stay hidden, stay clear. If you have no choice but to fight, melee combat can offer protection, but you don't need to rely on your fists, as any item can be used as an improvised weapon, some more effective than others. If you start bleeding, you will eventually die. So, wrap it up. The dynamic weather of DayZ can take a turn for the worse at any moment, so sometimes it's best to stay put and prepare for your travels until the bad weather passes. With the fall of civilization, there is no more light pollution, and nights in Chernarus get dark. Use various light sources to keep properly oriented, or to strategically mark locations. When interacting with other players, DayZ's in-game voice chat and gestures system lets you easily communicate your friendly intentions. And in DayZ, communication goes a long way. Guns and ammo are rare, and DayZ's authentic mechanics mean you'll have to load your weapons manually, one bullet at a time. Be sure to keep your weapons in good condition. Damaged guns might jam, which can be the difference between life and death. Not all wildlife will try to kill you, however. With various animals roaming the countryside, you can happily live off the land, provided you know how to hunt and cook. Sometimes it's not possible to avoid populated areas. Chernarus is home to numerous hotspots where you can find the best loot, but be warned, you're more likely to come across hostiles in these parts, so prepare for a gunfight. Of course, what's the point of surviving if you have nothing to live for? Once you've mastered scavenging and survival, DayZ opens up and provides a much richer experience full of emotions. Be a lone wolf, team up with friends, learn the lay of the land, fix a car, build a base for your community, raid the bases of others, host your own radio show, negotiate, set up an ambush, take captives, restrain and force-feed people, protect fresh spawns, hunt down bandits, or just enjoy the many other types of emergent gameplay DayZ offers. Be a hero, a villain, or anything in between. The choice is yours. This is DayZ. This is your story. See you in Chernarus, survivor.
Is everything all right?
Yeah! You can come up!
Jake, I know this might sound stupid under the circumstances, but I am glad we came back here.
Yeah, the place is beautiful.
Still, we can't forget what we came here for in the first place.
All right. Let's focus on the goal.
Come on!
I need you here. Jake, please. Please answer me.
You jam off already!
This PDA has rebooted with one directive: to keep you alive. Scans indicate this location supports a diverse and healthy ecosystem. Exploration is conducted at your own risk. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy. Explore, study, catalog new species, secure food and energy, and gather data on unusual phenomena.
Shouldn't have gone so deep.
terrifying creatures rule the land, where danger lurks in the shadows. And where everything is out to eat you. 4 shrunken heroes must band together to fight the forces of nature and solve the biggest mystery that's ever come to your backyard. If they can rebuild the memories of a helpful robot, they might just be able to unlock the truth before it's too late. Starring the teams, featuring Burgle, Dr. Wendell Tully, the Brood Mother, the Koi Fish, and introducing Director Schmechter in an Obsidian Entertainment game that's out of game preview. It's time to go big or never go home.
Empty. What the hell is going on here?
Event flag for security. Uplink error.
Shit, I'm out.
Please stand.
Finally. Was it worth it? Of course it was.
What the fu- No! Get the hell out of here!
Lindsay, come in.
The island is deserted. I haven't met anyone yet. But there are traces of human presence, and, you know, it's beautiful here. Gathering supplies and even hunting with flash photography. Can you believe it? But, damn, I don't trust this place.
Who were you before? Who did you love? What did you believe? It's too late to ask now. We all knew the risks when we ventured out beyond the gates. But you helped us make something greater than the fear and death that surrounded us. We found hope in each other.
Help! I'm surrounded. They're everywhere. There's way more than I was expecting.
And even if we bought the other survivors just one more day, the sacrifice would be worth it. It would always be worth it. That helped us find the courage to keep going, to fight on. When we needed it the most. I didn't know you well. But we'll keep your memory alive. Every sacrifice we make matters and will never be forgotten. No one is forgotten. We live on.
Welcome back to Enshrouded. This is going to be our last video from the Gameplay Pillars series, so let's dive right into survival and exploration. As you begin your adventure in the world of Enshrouded, you will need to survive in the wilderness amidst the unknown. To do so, you will need to gather resources such as rocks, plants, and logs, honing your crafting skills to create essential items for your daily endeavors. Your very first task is to establish an altar of the flame, claiming your base and the humble beginnings of your future castle. Well, it starts as a hut, but let's dream big. Venturing into the woodlands to gather logs might seem quite easy at first. You will need to chop down some trees, gather logs, but in the process, you must watch out for the lively wildlife. They won't be impressed by your bare fists. The best solution right now is to run away and craft yourself some basic gear, like a sturdy shield, trusty wooden club, and come back for some action. You can now defeat the wolves, gather experience, loot resources, and some raw food. Now, building a first basic shelter is the next important step for survival. Use a workbench to craft a construction hammer and some building blocks. If you want to learn more about building and terraforming in Enshrouded, you can check out the video available in the top right corner of your screen or find the link in the description down below. As we finish the construction of our very first cozy hut, in order to rest, we must make sure to craft a, not so comfy bed from the workbench. You can place it inside, and after a hard days of work, a good night's sleep is in order. This will give you a rested buff. Now, the real adventure begins. Your first quest, finding the blacksmith. There is a bridge that would get us to the vault where we might find the blacksmith, but unfortunately it's been destroyed, so we need to go through the vault in order to reach the other side. The shroud has engulfed all of the world and we only have limited time to survive within it until we die, so we have to resurface quickly enough before our time runs out. The remaining time can be seen on the new HUD element below our compass. As you are in the shroud, keep an eye on the timer. Your protection against the fog won't last forever. Find the hourglass capsules to extend your exploration time and discover secrets hidden within the shroud. As we approach our quest location, stealth is your ally when approaching enemy camps. You may take a different approach at first, but remember, one of the best ways is to sneak around, avoid detection, and surprise your enemies with an attack from behind for extra damage. You have conquered your opponents, gathered loot, and gained experience. Our next step is to unlock the secrets of the ancient vault. And as a reward, we will be able to set the blacksmith free to join our ranks. We can now teleport back to our cozy home by using the map and fast travel. After we teleport, it would be the perfect time to expand our house and make sure we have enough space for our NPCs and crafting stations. Now, we have to make sure to give Blacksmith a sheltered spot. By giving a roof over your blacksmith's head, you will be able to unlock more crafting recipes. Now, let's upgrade the armor. One of the very first armors that you will be able to unlock is the very fashionable fur armor. Let's go into the woods for some hunting. Hunting becomes an exhilarating challenge, and nothing screams adventure like wielding a bow. Sneak up on those speedy animals and aim for the head for the critical shots. As you kill the wildlife, you will be able to collect necessary resources, such as animal fur, raw food and bones. Now, we need to find or craft a campfire to unleash our culinary skills and cook up a feast of delicious foods. When you cook food, you have to be careful not to overcook it, otherwise you will be eating charcoal for days, which I can't imagine is good for you. This is just a basic way to prepare food while you're out on adventures. You will be able to cook more advanced recipes at home. Now, the perks. Check your status tab in the character menu to see what effects different types of food have on you. You can also see if you are well rested, or if there are any negative effects such as being cold or poison, for example. Our next quest is to explore the Elixir Well. Let's use our glider to get there quickly. Now, as you've been leveling up through the game, you will be unlocking skill points to customize your character as you please. No restrictions here. Mix and match classes and dive into endless fun, and remember, you can respec later, so feel free to experiment. Let's start with unlocking the evasion attack. Combining a glider approach towards your enemies with an evasion attack can be extremely helpful with not losing any momentum. This will let you unleash a devastating attack upon landing. As an example, you can take a high position by one of the elixir's walls, scout around to see where the enemies are, and once you are ready, drop in on them to unleash a devastating attack. On the approach of the well entrance, those mysterious return beacons are your saving grace. Replenish your time in the shroud and revive next to one if the worst happens. Let's climb down and explore the depths of the elixir well. With bravery and skill, you will face a daunting boss in the well. To do that, you can use different weapons such as swords, axes, and for range combat, bows, staffs, and wands. Remember, mixing and matching any weapon is possible. As you defeat the boss, a legendary axe, hammer, or sword awaits you, enabling you to destroy the shroud root. This means that the fog will go away temporarily, but will reappear again so that if the players from your party want to do the quest again, they can. Back at home, we can focus again on our crafting mastering. With more experience and materials, we can now unlock a forge and charcoal kiln. First of all, let's start with a charcoal kiln. You will need coal in order to start producing metal sheets at the forge. Now, let's set up the forge to craft metal sheets, which will allow you to unlock a new set of tools and new armor. So, prepare yourself. More exhilarating quests and adventures await you in the mysterious world of Enshrouded.
Welcome to Arrakis, the most dangerous planet in the universe. Dune Awakening is a multiplayer survival game on a massive scale, where the open, ever-changing world ensures exploration remains a vital activity. Join us as we traverse the breathtaking landscapes and uncover what the sands have hidden. Follow in the footsteps of the native Fremen and learn to overcome the deadly environment. Collect materials to craft a shelter, still suit, and your first vehicle, then venture into the desert. With a scanning module installed, you can scan for resources in smaller areas, or climb the highest peaks to launch a survey probe, revealing large swaths of terrain and important locations like shipwrecks or abandoned Imperial testing stations. Traverse difficult terrain with tools like the Shigawire Claw and Suspensor Belt, and claim powerful tech and gear. Expand your fleet of vehicles and upgrade them with new modules to suit your playstyle. From the cockpit of the iconic Ornithopter, even the most remote expanses of Arrakis are within your reach. In the deep desert, massive Coriolis storms regularly sweep across the land with monstrous power, changing the entire map every week. As new resources and secrets are revealed, the race to survey the vast new landscape begins anew. Be the first to mark the location of precious resources, and give the map to your allies, or sell it to other players on the exchange. Here, there are no paths to tread, only power to claim. This is infinite exploration. This is Arrakis.